This lesson is on solving slope problems. Let's just take a look at some examples applying the slope formula and the skills we've learned previously. Jaden goes skiing. The slope of the hill is 11/20. The coordinates of the bottom are 11 and 4. The coordinates at the top are 151 and y. Y is an unknown value. What is the missing coordinate? Okay, so we know the slope formula is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And in this case, we're actually told the slope. It's 11/20. So we're going to plug in 11/20 for m, the slope. y2, well, we'll do that. So I'll go say that's y. Take away, the other y value is 4. And then the x's are 151. Take away 11. Now, on the bottom, which is the only thing we can do right now, we subtract those and we get 140. And then it's just a matter of cross multiplication. Top times bottom, top times bottom. Now it is a little bit funky. We're going to get 11 times 140 when we multiply these two together, which is fair enough. When we multiply these two together, it's going to be 20 times y minus 4. And we're going to set these equal to each other. Now, after that, what we're going to do is first we'll deal with the left side. Specifically, we're going to take 11 and multiply it by 140. So what's 11 times 140? Well, it would be, let's see here, 11 times 14 is 154 plus a 0, so it's be 1540. So 1,540 equals, now here's the tricky part, what do we do with 20 times y minus 4? Well, what we do is we take the 20 and we multiply it by y, and that would give us 20y. Then we take the 20 and we multiply it by negative 4. And that's going to give us minus 80. So again, to get the minus 80, we took 20 and multiplied it by negative 4. 20 times 4 is 80. 20 times a negative is also negative 80. Now, whenever we have something like this, we want to get the letter by itself. Which means that what we want to do ultimately is take the negative 80 and get rid of it on the right side. To do that, we're going to take it and bring it over to the left side. When you bring it over the equal sign, the sign changes. So it's going to be 1540 plus 80. And once we move it, all that's left on the right side is that 20y. Now, what's 1540 plus 80? 1,620. And that's equal to 20y. So in order to figure out what y is, we're going to take 1,620 divided by 20, and y is going to be 81. So that's the answer. That missing coordinate is 81. So there's a lot going on here. We have to use our previous knowledge of solving equations, which we probably learned in grade 9 and may have used a little bit more in grade 10, to help us figure out the value of this coordinate once we set up the slope formula. Okay, next question. Nicole wants to design a skateboarding ramp. She wants the slope of the ramp to be 4/9. She also wants the ramp to be 8 feet tall. How long should the base be? How long would the ramp be? So let's draw a picture. Here's our ramp. Ooh, that's kind of goofy. Okay, that's better. Now, we know that this is going to be 8 feet tall. We know that the slope is 4/9, which basically means this. The rise should be 4, and the run should be 9. Now think of this as a rule. You can multiply the rise or the run by any number as long as you do it consistently. So in order to go from 4 to 8, what do you go multiply 4 by? You multiply it by 2. 4 times 2 is 8. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to take 9 and we are going to multiply it by 2. What's 9 times 2? Well, it's 18 feet. So 18 feet is how long the base of the ramp is. So this is going to be 18 feet. Now, the last question is, how long would the ramp be itself? Well, a ramp is always going to be a right triangle. When we have a right triangle, we can use Pythagorean theorem, which of course is c squared equals a squared plus b squared. C refers to the hypotenuse, or the side that's across from the right angle. So in this case, we're looking for C. The unknowns are 18 and 8. It doesn't matter which one's which. So 18 squared plus 8 squared . 18 squared is 324. 8 squared is 64. And if you add those together, you're going to get 388. And in order to figure out the actual length of the ramp, we're just going to take the square root of 388. And when we do that, we are going to get a length of 19. If we round this to one decimal place, it'd be 19.7 feet. That would be the length of the ramp. And just a reminder, we were able to find the length of the ramp using Pythagorean theorem, using the sides of the ramp, both the vertical and the horizontal components. So there's a fair bit going on there for the whole question. We had to figure out the horizontal part of the ramp first. We figured out that that had to be 18 feet, and then we used that and 8 feet and Pythagorean theorem to figure out the length of the ramp. One final question. Here we are. Shaylin wants a sidewalk built with a grade of anywhere between 5 to 10%. A landscaping company has plans for her to see with 2 points. Of course, we're talking about this one and this one. Will Shaylin approve the plans? In other words, is the grade between 5 and 10%? We'll find that by determining the slope and seeing what that grade is. So, of course, slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And that's 8 minus 4 over 142 take away 82. So that's 4 over 60, and 4 over 60 as a decimal is 0.07, which of course in terms of grade equates to a grade of 7%. Now 7%, is that between 5 and 10%? You betcha. So we'll write up a summary statement. Therefore, Shaylin will approve the plans since the grade is between 5% and 10%. So that's all we have to do in this question. Find the slope as a decimal, turn it into a percent, and we always do that by multiplying by 100 and then comparing it to the guideline in this question, which is a 5 to 10%. And it works because it's 7, so all is good. The plans can be approved.